Hi guys, today we are here to talk about skincare for oily skin. I have an entire skincare for oily skin playlist, which I will link to down below. But today I wanted to talk about face masks that are great for oily skin, but more specifically those that are moisturizing. I know I harp a lot about moisturizing oily skin, but I truly feel like moisturizing my oily skin and doing a better job, not only stripping and detoxifying my skin, has helped to balance it. I don't mind having oily skin, less wrinkles when I get a little bit older, but I do definitely want to make sure my foundation doesn't slip off my face and just it feels better when you're not super oily. So let's go ahead and get started. I'd like to begin by mentioning a mask that actually kind of got me into the whole moisturizing mask thing. It was one of the first that I ever tried. It is from The Body Shop, and I absolutely love this line of masks from The Body Shop, but this is their British Rose mask. And I love the British Rose line because it has a rose scent, but it doesn't feel really dated and really super heavy and floral. It just smells beautiful. This mask is really nice because it has a really nice kind of cooling texture on the skin. It has rose petals that were hand-picked in Britain, fair trade aloe vera from Mexico, and it just feels so good on the skin. Whenever I put this on, I leave it on for way too long. You just rinse it off and your skin feels really nice. It has rose hip oil in there, but it doesn't by any means feel oily or heavy on the skin. It's meant to replenish moisture, kind of tone the skin, and also add a little bit of a dewy glow to it. I've used this in the morning prior to makeup, along with on like a hot day. I've used it at night, and I really love it. Definitely something I will be repurchasing. A mask from Vichy that I really love is their Mineral Quenching Mask. And something to note, if you're looking for a moisturizing mask for oily skin, the majority of these have the same texture. They're kind of like a gel. If you put on something that is a cream and it may be too emollient, that may be too heavy for your skin. I haven't really come across a mask like that I like for my skin yet. So look for something in more of like a gel format. More than likely that will be better suited to your skin. This one from Vichy I actually like to use as an overnight mask. Basically on the packaging it says that you can leave it on for 5 to 10 minutes, wipe it off, and you don't need to rinse your face. So I was like, I'm just gonna leave it on overnight, and I do really like it for that. It has glycerin and B3 in there, along with the Vichy thermal water that they're famous for. Again, it feels really light and cooling on the skin. By no means feels heavy, and I'll use this once a week, once every 2 weeks, whenever I feel like I need a little bit of moisture in my skin. And you can put it on as the instructions kind of dictate you do, but I'm a bit of a rule breaker, and I like to put this on at night and leave it on overnight. Let me go back on what I said and mention a mask that is not a gel. This is actually a clay mask, but it's a lot different than any of the other clay masks I've tried. This is from L'Oreal as a part of their Pure Clay line. They've got 3 other masks that I've tried. I really do enjoy all of those. This one is blue and super fun. It is the Clear and Comfort mask. It has seaweed in there, actually 3 different types of seaweed, but this is the kind of clay that doesn't dry down. So if you have normal or even dry skin, I think that you could use this if you are a little bit scared of using clay. It doesn't get that tight feeling. It just feels so hydrating and leaves my skin feeling amazing. It is meant to help with impurities in the skin and helping to clear it up, but it also is meant to help with uncomfortable skin, which I kind of thought was interesting. I've never heard of that before, but I do just love the way that this feels on my skin. It feels really, really hydrating, but again, not heavy. That is the key to anything I put on my skin. I want it to hydrate, but I don't want it to feel like you just want to like wipe it off your skin. This you only need to leave on for 10 minutes. Would not advise sleeping with this on, as it is blue and your bed will be a mess, but you definitely can get really good results after just 10 minutes. And I really did notice after even the first time I used this how good my skin felt, and this is a great drugstore option. Definitely not from the drugstore, but has a very luxurious feel on the skin and in the packaging. This is brand new from Lancome, and I actually couldn't find it on their website yet. I think it is launching this month, so keep your eyes peeled for it. But it's the Absolute Precious Cells mask. It is their Nourishing and Revitalizing Rose mask. This is similar to the Body Shop mask in the sense that it has the gel texture. It is meant to plump the skin. It actually has rose petals in there as well. And did you know that Lancome has its own rose? I mean, that's incredibly luxe. So that is in here. It has a beautiful, again, light rose scent, nothing that feels like powdery and floral, if you know what that means. And it's meant to give you a really youthful and kind of plump look to the face. It has, again, glycerin in here, rose water, rose petals, along with some other flower extracts. An interesting ingredient in here is actually a castor oil because it's great for oily and acne prone skin, which is not really what this mask is marketed towards. Castor oil is also good to help kind of plump the skin, but it's an antiseptic, antibacterial, which of course helps with acne. And then a lot of people actually use just pure castor oil as an oil cleanser if they have oily skin because it helps to remove any kind of dirt and impurity. So although it is super moisturizing, the ingredient castor oil in here, it does make it really great for oily skin, and it doesn't feel like, because if you've ever felt pure castor oil, it is really freaking heavy. And I've put it on my eyebrows before because it's supposed to help stimulate hair growth. It's just like a miracle oil apparently, the brand new, the new coconut oil, the wonder oil. But it does a really, really good job, but it doesn't feel heavy on the skin because it is of course in here with a whole bunch of other ingredients. Lastly, I want to mention the brand Flawless by Friday. I have talked about them before. They're actually a Canadian brand and they do a lot of really great skincare, specifically their 5-day system of sheet kind of gel masks. These are really nice. They all have a really light, almost watery texture, a little bit more viscous than water, to use that word, but they just feel so good on the skin, and they have a 5-day system. You can use it for 5 days in a row as they kind of recommend. I've also spread it out before and really enjoyed them, but each day is something different. So day 1 here is hyaluronic acid, day 2 is vitamin C, and then day 3 is soothing and honey. And the texture of them, the way the gel mask feels, just feels so good on the skin. In general, I find sheet masks are a really good way to add moisture into oily skin because none of them have that creamy feel. They're all kind of light and watery and cooling. So I haven't actually run into a sheet mask that was too heavy for my skin. So that's another great option as well. But I wanted to mention these guys specifically because they are Canadian and I have used this system a few times and really enjoyed it. So those are a few of my favorite hydrating masks that are great for oily skin. Let me know if you have any more recommendations below. I would love to hear what you have to say because the art of managing oily skin can be a little bit tricky sometimes. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to connect with me, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat at SamanthaJaneYT, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!